What's up, BJJ fans? And of course, the BJJ stands for Blind Judo Journey. I'm going to a Power Potential Day today, but this video isn't about that. It's about how do I get there. So I'm currently in Oxford, and I need to get to Walsall. About a 2-hour train journey. I do this train journey all the time, but it involves a couple of taxis, and it's usually got some interesting events in it. It uses a lot of assistance on public transport, so let's go and do it. I've just had breakfast. I tried to have a carbonara because I'm a student and I don't care for your preconceived notions of what types of food should be eaten at what type of time of day. But also, I made it and then ate it. And by ate it, I mean I had one mouthful and went, that's off. So now I'm hungry. So I need to buy some food on the way. So I've got a taxi booked for in 15 minutes time. It's about 7:30 at the moment. I'm getting a train about 8:30. So taxis will tend to call ahead of time, just as they arrive, so that I know to come out. I often try to say, "Hey, I'm blind. Can you make sure to be on the correct side of the road, etc., so that I'm able to find you?" Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Let's find out. Sorry. Hey. Awesome. Yeah, doing good. Miles, yeah.
The mini bus.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Yep. Oops. Oh. Cheers, mate.
The station.
Yep, station. So that was really nice. So that taxi driver was nice enough to actually walk us to the entrance, so that was super easy. Now I've just got to figure out, so I come in a different entrance to where I normally would. I've got to figure out where the ticket barrier is. I know it's somewhere there. How do I get into that? Fine. There we go. So I have a disabled rail card, so hopefully this won't be too expensive, but I haven't booked in advance, so let's see. Hopefully we can get some assistance on the train as well. So I hate snakes. They are so difficult to walk through. So that was very difficult. Because today there's a lot of cancellations, etc. There's a lot of the assistance is really struggling. Many of them. When there's strikes, etc., assistance is always the first thing to get cut because it's the most man-intensive job. It's one assistant per person who needs assistance, which is intensive, so it usually gets cut first. I think on this train, I think apparently there's 3 people who need assistance, so this is going to be a bit difficult, but we'll see. It's a very busy train as well because there's been a lot of cancellation today. I'm hoping this goes fine. I've had some movement experiences on trains, but I'm getting better at it, and you kind of start knowing what you need to tell people and where you need to be. Yeah, so hopefully this will go well. And only because of the lack of assistance, I wasn't able to ask someone to give me a hand getting some food from inside the train station, so I'm still very hungry. Hopefully I'll get some on the train, or maybe when I get to Birmingham or Walsall, we'll see. Yeah.
Bit of a step up. Do you go first?
Yeah, you first, please.
It's quite a high step.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. Oh, you're in. That's
Yeah,
it.
it's easy to take both at once. Less mistakes. Where are we going?
So go to the left, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a seat right next to you on the left-hand side. So Birmingham and
sorry.
Walsall,
Birmingham and then to Walsall, yes.
Cool, I'll go to the right.
Cheers, thank you so much. Okay, well that went quite well. Managed to get on a train, got very close seats. This was quite nice. All went pretty fine. So now just got an hour until we get to Birmingham. Still not had any food. So hopefully Oxford called ahead, so there'll be assistance. Perfect, man. Cheers. So we've made the change. I still didn't get any food in New Street. It was quite a long changeover, but I asked the guy who got me off. I was like, "Hey man, do you mind giving us a hand to get some food?" And he just said no. So I'm still so hungry. But now I'm a little bit running behind because of train, so I'm gonna end up having to rush onto the mat, get changed super quick, with no food. Do the technical. I did actually bring lunch with me, but I don't want to eat that too early because then I don't have any lunch. So, yeah, I might eat my lunch then and see if there's any food in the centre. So I go in. I'll try and find some food at the centre. So, a couple of good things. Just managed to get off my train in Warsaw. It was pretty easy actually, because I know quite a lot of the staff in Warsaw now, especially at the times that I um, come through, because I make these journeys quite often. Because it's often getting from the train to my taxi is the hardest bit. I did book a taxi in advance as well, which I'm happy with. The taxi was waiting there as soon as I step off the train. Super easy transition, and most importantly, I thought I was late because I thought it started at 10. It doesn't. It starts at 11. So I'm actually on time. So everything is going great at the moment, and I'm eating some food, ready to do some judo. I have arrived via taxi, and now I'm just walking through the campus to the sports centre. I always come in. I just had a long conversation with the taxi driver about how I'm coming in from the side entrance rather than the main entrance, because the main entrance actually has like multiple entrances to it. So when you ask a taxi to go there, it's one long road and they could drop you anywhere on it. Whereas if you go on the side entrance, it's a much smaller, less ambiguous entrance, which is one of those things that I did not know for the first month of coming here, and I got lost quite a few times. Whereas now I haven't really had any issues with travel in a while, so yeah, it's really nice. To be fair, the hardest bit is getting through the actual campus because it's quite flat and open with not that many obstacles in the way, I guess. Yeah, it's not got many well-defined paths or anything. It's just a big open flat space of grass with a couple of paths, which is a really, really easy place to get lost. But I now know my route. Admittedly, my route does involve just walking through the car park, which probably is not the most efficient way of doing it, but it's the one that works for me. So, and here we are, the British Judo Centre of Excellence, on time. So, a little update. The day was really good. Did some circuits, really nice and tired. Managed to get a lift back to a station near Oxford from someone who's really nice, who was the parent of someone at the day. One of the things I find a lot of with the power potentials and the adaptive days is that a lot of the parents specifically are really generous and really understanding. It's like, hey man, yeah, I recognize that taking you an extra 5 minutes to the station will probably make your life infinitely easier. So it's really appreciated. He's actually driven me, for about 50 minutes an hour. Normally, if I'd have been 5 minutes earlier, I would have got on the train, but I didn't make it, so I got to wait half an hour. But still made my life way easier, man. I didn't have to go through New Street. I didn't have to do multiple changes. So yeah, really appreciative of him, and also it's just quite a lot nicer to travel in the car with someone who's friendly than it is to travel on a train and be packed into it and have to sit in filming and stuff. It's good. So final leg of the journey. So I'm back in Oxford. Just got off the train. All went really well. Had no issues with travel today. Really happy with that. I'm actually walking home now because it's gorgeous weather and I'm no longer in a rush, so I thought I might as well. Been a really fun day. Nice hot and sweaty in the National Centre. Got a lot done, but the travel actually ended up being really good. One of the nice things about not having to go through Birmingham, taking a lift, was it meant that I didn't spend loads of money in Greg's, because I do every single time. Especially when you're really hungry after a session kind of thing, it's just the easiest food to get. So happy that I didn't actually do that. I just got like a sandwich in the train station, and yeah, I hope that's given an insight into how blind people travel. It's quite a lot like how normal people travel. You just got to put a lot more provisions in, and you do quite a lot of getting lost in stations and trying to find the ticket barrier. So I'm not just making this video to show off how incredible I am at using public transport. I'm trying to use this to say that things that you might think are difficult, like a blind person getting halfway across the country and back in a day, which was something that was incredibly daunting to me when I first started, it can be done. And this is sort of a real life metaphor for anything that if you are struggling with in your life, whether you're disabled or not, especially something that other people do that you find really confusing, or that they seem to do and it makes sense and then you want to do it but you don't understand how, a lot of the time it's just go do it. It's probably not that difficult and there'll be people there to help you if you get it wrong. I think that's the best way of saying it, and especially to people, those people who are disabled, these are skills you kind of need to know. And sometimes you gotta tackle, like, bite the bullet. And for me, that really happened when I was trying to figure out how to be independent with my travel. I didn't used to want to use a cane, and then I kind of realized that I couldn't go out with my friends if I didn't learn how to use a cane. Or, especially when I went to university, I still wanted to see some of my friends, but I couldn't go down to Essex without getting on a train on my own. So sometimes you've got to go and learn these skills, and that's important to do. And it's very rewarding to do sometimes as well. So, without being too inspirational, some things that are hard, you can still do. My life motto: anything you can do, I can do as good or better. Except badminton. I'm awful at badminton. Oh, and buying food in Marks and Spencer's in Birmingham New Street. That is impossible. Sorry, Maddie!